Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, December 4, 2017. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. With the opening of the Argyle International Airport earlier this year on February 14th, travelers to St. Vincent and the Grenadines now have greater options in getting to the country. And according to the Chief Executive Officer of the SVG Tourism Authority, Glenn Beach, the commencement of operations at the AIA has been a game changer for the local tourism industry. Speaking at the 2017 Tourism Authority Awards last Saturday, Beach pointed out that come December 14, 2017, the first international regular scheduled flight from Air Canada Rogue will land at the AIA.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines increase dramatically. People started to inquire about what we do, how you get here, what are our niche markets. And it has been a game changer for us. And those who say nay to that are only in denial. On February 14th, we had charter planes from the US and from Canada. So far for 2017, we've also had flights from Sunwing out of Toronto. And on December 14th, we'll be welcoming the first international flight, scheduled flight from Canada, and we'll be welcoming Air Canada Rouge on December 14th into the St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is huge, and they have been sold out. Sunwing has been sold out for December coming out of Toronto.
Beach noted that there is a process to organize flights coming out of the United States as well as the United Kingdom, which the authority is working on.
Easier to get the flights coming out of Canada. Within the United States, there's a process which we have to follow. It is not as simple as just saying, I want American Airlines to fly in and you'll be flying. I want Caribbean Airlines to fly in and you will be flying in. There is a process that you have to go through. And we have been waiting on the approval of the Department of Transportation of the United States to have that, to be able to fly directly from JFK into St. Vincent and the Grenadines, from Miami International into St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But I can assure you that those things will be happening soon, and that announcement will be made soon. I think any diaspora has played as much a part in the construction of Argyle International as the diaspora from the United Kingdom. But that comes with its own challenges also, in terms of that if we charter from the United Kingdom, just to break even, we'd probably have to charge around £1,500 return.
Minister of Tourism Cecil Sasmaki, on the other hand, highlighted that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is at the beginning of its biggest cruise season to date.
Over 200% increase in the capacity that those calls will bring. And if you look up and down St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and if you speak to the stakeholders, you would hear from them the excitement already, despite the fact that the season has just begun. So it means, therefore, that we have to ensure that we stay at the top of our game so that next year the cruise season will be even bigger than it is this year.
There has been tremendous strides made in the fight against HIV/AIDS here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and worldwide. However, Vincentians have been encouraged to remain vigilant. The advice came from opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday as he spoke at a rally on Friday in capital Kingston in commemoration of World AIDS Day. Dr. Friday said HIV is a disease which can be completely defeated and expressed happiness at the opportunity to lend his support in the fight against a disease which plagues the globe.
Because this is one disease that we can beat completely. So I'm here to lend my support to ensure that the public profile of the fight against AIDS and HIV continues to be high. That the stigma that was created by lack of proper information will be completely eliminated, and that our society, we can lead the way that one day we can say that in St. Vincent we have completely defeated this disease. I urge all public officials, teachers in the schools, parents at home, continue to spread the message, especially among our young people.
The opposition leader added that there has been advances made which is seen in persons living with HIV being able to lead long productive lives, but stressed the need for vigilance in preventing new infections.
100% preventable. It is not like hypertension or cancer and so on. You don't know what all the risk factors are. In this case, we know what they are. So then we should take the measures to protect ourselves against it. And two, that even though there have been improvements in the treatment of the disease so that people live longer, it still kills a lot of people. And in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a fairly high percentage still of people are dying of age. So it is still deadly, and it's 100% preventable. This is a message I want to convey, and I hope that the Public Health Department, that all the people who are involved in public education will be effective in getting that message across. And certainly anything that I can do, I'll be willing to lend my voice to it. Thank you very much.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the SVG-TV, in an effort to tackle the incidents of sexual offences on the island, concluded 2 weeks of training consisting of 27 female members of various ranks in the force. The seminar was conducted at the Police Training School under the theme Empowering Police Women in the Workplace. According to a media release from the Police Public Relations Department, the training exercise showcased the commitment of the RSVG Police Force in ensuring that female police officers are equipped with the requisite skills needed to perform efficiently in their various departments and stations. The course sensitized each participant to sensitive nature of sexual offences, focusing on topics which were designed to produce an accurate awareness of the officer's ability to investigate these crimes, as well as to ensure the emotional well-being of the victim. Delivering the keynote address at the closing ceremony, Assistant Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph emphasized the importance of the training and urged the graduates to always be open-minded when dealing with victims of sexual offences. He also advised the officers not to be judgmental by blaming the victim, but must rather entertain the report, investigate the matter thoroughly, and gather the relevant evidence to successfully prosecute the offender or offenders. The Assistant Commissioner also stressed on the importance of giving proper evidence in the courts. He pointed to the fact that any police officer can conduct an excellent investigation and prepare the best case file, but on the day in court, if one failed to introduce the evidence to convince the magistrate, the jury, or the judge, the hard work that was put into the investigation will be futile. Also delivering remarks was course coordinator, Assistant Superintendent of Police Trevor Bailey, who championed the success of the course, which he said produced 100% pass rate. The Vice President of the opposition New Democratic Party, Sinclair Leacock, is peeved by recent statements made on a radio program in which political commentator Keith Joseph described him as the weakest link within the party. Leacock called in on Boom FM this morning and said while he could tolerate being admonished by executive members in the NDP, he however found it out of place that Joseph was rebuking him and calling on him to make a commitment to the NDP. Leacock said he should not be rebuffed for expressing his feelings that the NDP candidate for South Central Windward, Israel Bruce, should be a senator instead of Senator Zita Banwell.
Several of us have made a lot of sacrifice. I will continue to do so. But when you come in, you defined me as the weak link in the New Democratic Party. And asking me, Cynthia Leacock, for commitment. Keith Joseph, asking me for that, Keith Joseph. I mean, frankly speaking, I don't like to speak in the pejorative of people. He's very much out of his place. Ridiculously so. I make only out of respect, I make no comments on misuse. But I take the point that you made. Frank was out of the island when misuse was admonishing me. I'm a vice president along with Pastor Matthews, who was in charge of the NDP at the time. Because the outcome was also out of the island, you know. And for what? For saying something that should be said and should be done, and that makes sense. That Bruce should be a senator. I don't want to make the comparison, but Bruce has been around with the party close to 20 years.
The Member of Parliament for Central Kingstown said that he is fed up by the attacks that have come against him and that he will not bow to anyone. Leacock also questioned Barnwell's contribution as a senator for the opposition.
To run against me as a vice president, you know, and I'm calling names because this is what they should be addressing. How could the party have really seriously looked and defend themselves when Zeke Barlow was being put up to run against me as a vice president? A year after, what has been her mark in the Parliament of St. Grenades? Last year, this time, the NDP was looking to ask Stuart Forden to be the leader of the New Democratic Party. They can throw me out if they want. I'm getting upset about it. What is the party supposed to do? Anyone else but Leacock? Is that what we're saying? You're telling me that I have to be an acolyte or Jennifer to someone to make a contribution to the NDP? What more sacrifice must I make for the New Democratic Party than I've made? What more commitment I need to have?
We must apologize for the quality of the audio. And in other news, General Secretary of the ruling Unity Labour Party, Julian Francis, is criticizing the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, for seeking to win a general election through the court and not through the ballot boxes. Francis, who was on Star FM recently, chastised the NDP for being complacent and selecting candidates whom he said are not youthful to the vibrant voting population.
You have a party that is split, that is not even sure what they want to do. You have petitions before the court. Huh? You are fighting to win government through the court, not at the ballot box. But you are going through a very expensive exercise to try to prove that Ben won his seat in Central Leeward and Lauren Batiste, Kebaka's husband, won his seat in North Windward. But Kebaka gets a chance now to become the candidate for West St. George.
Francis expressed the view that Vice President of the NDP, Sinclair Leacock, was despondent as his aspiration to be leader of the NDP seems no longer in his grasp.
Leacock is seeing his twilight years, as he called it, dwindling. Twilight is dwindling, and he is not becoming leader of the party. He's trying now to see if he can make a breakaway. That's why I'm really not dismissing the thought that Sinclair could very well be thinking of having a branching off of the New Democratic Party with a couple of the younger candidates who he might have in mind. But our strategy will continue the way we are doing it. Invest in the young people of the country.
The ULP General Secretary bragged that the ruling ULP has been training future leaders for transition, unlike the NDP, which has been recruiting seemingly older candidates.
Changes. Each one of the youngsters get a 2-term, and the other one will be coming up to replace the one who has just served his 2-term. And so we have future leaders, and we see this political party continuing in office for a long time to come. Because we are training the younger ones. If they understand and they are part of the program and policies of this Unity Labour Party. They understand the philosophy of the party, and we continue to carry this sort of program. We are not depending on old people to carry this party forward. We are transitioning. Ralph Gonzalez has made this clear a long time ago. And this is why we've had all these changes inside of our candidate and the constituencies as candidates.